Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hang on, I need to adjust my music sound here. It's a little louder. Don't want to end up talking too loud just because I can't hear myself over the music. Okay, there we go. All right, hello everyone, welcome. All right, let's scroll up, shall we? Hi Kenny. I'm gonna turn that down just a tiny bit more. Supposed to be background noise. There we go. Okay. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Angie. Hi, Aspie. Hi, Kenny. Let's see. Angela, Michelle. Hello, hello. Hello there, Steve. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Rindy and Tammy. Let's see. Let's see. Am I missing Septic? Hello, Septic. Oh, Angela, I'm so sorry. Hang in there. Oop, it jumped down. Let's see. Scroll down, scroll down. Deborah, hello. Ev, hi, Ev. All right, how is the sound tonight, everybody? Sound good? Sound too quiet? Too loud in general? Pretty good. I was fiddling with my sound settings just a little bit. Just because, well, I like to fiddle with my sound. I'm gonna get a drink of water here. All right. So, I know I said we were going to start something new tonight. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to... Hang on one second, I'm going to grab some. I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to start yet, and I just did not knock some pencils over. Oh, you're welcome, Ev. I'm glad you liked it. So I thought we'd do something a little less intense, kind of a cool down Christmas page. Hi, Allie. Kind of a cool down Christmas page. And so I chose a postcard from Hanna Karlzon's Winter Dreams. We are, yes, this is her little, this one isn't in a book at all. This is just her little kind of wintry postcard set. So that is what I thought we'd tackle. And I think I'm going to start with, I had a picture of paintbrushes in the picture. Hi, Alex. So I think I want to try some watercolors. We may add some pencils on top if we decide to do that. I don't know what yet. But before we get started, I wanted to show you a couple things I worked on this weekend. Number one, let's see, where is... Oh, I think I tucked away our finished page. Well, you can see our finished Christmas page on Instagram and everything else. Got caught up in this page. I have not even started the other ones, so I am once again behind on the advent calendar. Hi, Ashley. So yeah, there's that. Behind on that already. The other thing is, as most of you know, I'm not great. Like, I don't know. I don't have a ton of confidence in drawing peoples. So I've been practicing drawing peoples a little bit more. So I decided to make a coloring page. I haven't posted it on my Etsy. I don't know if I will or not, but I did color it because I kind of wanted to see how it looks colored. I'll show it to you here in just a second. Some of you saw this in the Discord. I think I posted it in the stories too. Anyway, so I did this and I colored it. It's based off of a picture that I took of a belly dancing performance. I know it's not my usual, like, cuddly, comfy animals. Wow, the screen makes it look really bright. The screen is making it look a lot more pink than it is. It's much more muted. Hang on, I'm gonna turn the fan on low. I swear it's not this pink in real life. Good Lord. It looks practically fluorescent there, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Hi, Boots. But I did like a Copic marker base and then I think Pablo's on top. Thanks, Kenny. Anyway, so that was this. Like I said, I did make it as a coloring page. I may add it to the store later on when I feel a little bit more confident in it. I know, right, Allie? It seriously, it looks, well, yes, the pink and green. It looks like I'm looking at it on my phone here because I always have it up so I can see what you guys are seeing. And my God, the little blanket cape thingy here is like practically glowing, like as crazy. Anyway, so there's that. And then yesterday, so after talking with Mary and Tanya, I realized I've never actually completed a Kirby page, and we're still gonna do a Kirby page after Christmas. But I went ahead and started one yesterday anyway because I'm determined to finish it. I did not have time to get to it today, but I did all of this yesterday. I'm actually pretty proud of myself for it. So this is where I'm at with this one. So I've got the inside done. little mask thing. I still need to do the rest of the spacesuit here and here. I might make the background a little bit darker, and I still need to do the planets and a few like little planets. Buffering? Well, no drop frames or anything here, so maybe just try refreshing a little bit. Yeah, I still need to darken this up. Oh, thanks, Ev. I still need to darken all of this up, add more detail to it and everything, but I did a watercolor base on this one with Pablo's on top. But yeah, I think I might still darken up the galaxy sky a little bit. And honestly, I thought about going live while I was working on it yesterday, but I'll be perfectly honest, I was kind of on a roll with it, and I knew if I stopped to talk to you all, I would get like half of what I meant to get done. Aw, thanks, Allie. I am not Ev. I have done the Johanna dragon twice, and that's a 2-pager, and yeah, that's enough dragon to last me a lifetime. So no, I have no intentions on doing Kirby's dragon. When we do a Kirby page, it will be something like this that isn't super horribly complicated. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided. I have, hi, Christy. I have Worlds Within Worlds, Color Morphia, and Geomorphia. I got Geomorphia for like $6 on Amazon. But yeah, here, I'm gonna dark it a little bit. Aw, thanks, Kenny. I don't know, that gives it a little bit more of a realistic view. He does what? He does what, Angela? But yeah, so I had fun with this one. I'm really pleased with the inside. Oh, you know, I just realized I didn't color this little guy here. But yeah, I did the rest though. So funny, just the llamas all sitting there. Not complicated. Oh yeah, I don't know. I guess in comparison, the space helmet seemed less complicated than the rest of his stuff. But I used some of my tube white watercolors to create this kind of glow effect on the helmet where the glass is. Yeah, and then I've definitely done this corner. I may still add some highlights. I need to do all these little things here. Oh, thanks, Angie. Yeah, it's funny because I put pencil on top of watercolor, like I might have pressed a little bit hard. It's very, the paper's very texturized and a little bubbly. I don't know if you can, I don't know. It's pretty noisy, but I am not unopposed to how it's looking. I'm pretty pleased with it. I just wish I would have had some time to actually get to it today. Oh, but yeah. All right, let's get started, shall we? All right, so Winter Dreams. This doesn't really have a name. What would you call this? An antelope? A deer? Moose? Meese? It has less like deer antlers, and they seem more like moose antlers. Now, moose is the plural of moose, isn't it? Rindy, I started with watercolors, and that really helped. Right, Tammy? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, reindeer, it's just, I don't know, I imagine reindeer antlers, what do reindeer antlers look like? Now I'm curious. I imagined that reindeer antlers looked a bit more like deer. Okay, oh my gosh, I can't spell. Reindeer, and we'll just put reindeer. I guess they can kind of look like that. I'm just Googling reindeer. No, reindeer antlers are still a bit like deer-like. I suppose there's some artistic license that's taking with it. Is there a flip through of the postcards? I don't know that there is. I have a few that aren't in here anymore. Like, I think I've done 2 or 3 of them. I bought these back in 2017. Reindeer, Ev, I actually spelled the same thing. I have, you can either type in !dreams, and that'll bring it to you, or I have the link in the description below. You can see it there. But for the postcards I have left, I can show you what's left in here. Birds. Hi, Kelly. Baubles. Lantern. I'm hesitant to do this one because I know I need to create a bit of a glow in the back. I was testing watercolors on this one because I knew I'd never color it because I don't like the way it looks because it's all derpy looking. So I used this to test to see how watercolors hold up on the postcards. Snowflakes, bird. I've taken out 3 or 4, I think. Candle. Cute little gingerbread house. Cat. Bird. Snow globe. That's what I'm thinking, Allie. It's just the way the antlers are. That's what makes me question it. Little bird with an acorn. I think the squirrel's pretty cute. Cute little squirrel. And another bird, and that's all I got. Like I said, there's a few missing out of here, probably. Yeah, you can see like the gaps in it. I'd say 3 or 4 are probably missing from there. But yeah, it's just 20 postcards, Winter Dreams, Hanna Karlzon. Yeah, no problem, Alex. You know, Rindy, I don't think it's a rain moose. I don't know that they are. I think it was just made specifically, but somebody who's more up on Hanna Karlzon might know better than me. I almost grabbed my paint water cup. Oh my gosh. I'm not kidding. I've done that multiple times this weekend. It's a rain moose. Well, either way, we're going to be going for kind of like a brown and a light brown for the antlers and probably gold on this. But one of the reasons I wanted to do watercolor is because I kind of just foresaw watercolor for the background on here. So part of me kind of wants to do the background first. Hi, Catherine. So the watercolors we're going to be using are the Arteza watercolors. Okay. And my messy, messy palette. I'm actually going to grab my ceramic palette out of this box I have here with all my tube ones. It's still got some white on it from yesterday, but that's okay. All right. I don't really feel like using the tube watercolors tonight. I kind of want uncomplicated. Let's see. Yeah, do the background first. Did anyone else see that Hanna Karlzon's compilation book, Goldarm, will be released in English next year? I didn't see that. Awesome. Oh, Coloring Queen. Ooh, awesome. Is that 5x7? It is. Nice thing about this little mat here is it's got a little ruler on it. It is, yes, 5x7. Depending on how long it takes. I don't want to rush it. I think this might take us 2 sessions to finish. Just because I want it to look nice. But maybe when it's all done, maybe we can do a giveaway for this. If, and that's a big if, because whenever I use watercolors, there's a big question mark over it. If I don't totally botch it, I need to feel good about it if I'm going to send it out. So tentatively, oop, I popped the mic, sorry. Tentatively, this could be a giveaway when we're all done with it. Tentatively. Oh, awesome, Catherine. I mean, it's a postcard. It's meant to be sent, right? I would never just send this just in the mail by itself because I wouldn't want it to get dinged up, but I do have 5x7 envelopes, which means it could go anywhere in the world. But again, I don't want to mess it up. So we'll see first if I mess it up, and if I don't, then we can do a giveaway. Then just don't botch it. Thanks, Steve. You're so helpful. All right, so we've got our swatch chart here. We got our palette here. We're gonna pop this there. All right, I'm gonna move the Winter Dreams thing out of the way. We're gonna bring our little jar of water here. Grab our paper towel. It's already got some paint on it, but that is okay. All right, and then at some point we'll get some fresh water, but yeah. You know what? And do I even want to use this palette? I might just take this straight out of here because I'll be honest, it's a little bit awkward in this small space. Normally, if I don't have the tripod up, it's no problem, but. And then we'll move the ceramic palette over here. Move this over here. Right, Allie? Oh, Steve. Okay. There we go. And what I can do is bring that up a little bit so that on occasion, get everything all situated. You'd think I'd have this all laid out before we do this. So on occasion, we can switch to full and you can see what I'm mixing. Ah, look, you can see my phone. There we go. Like I said, I keep it there so I have 2 things of chat too. Okay. Right, Kenny? I thought it was really pretty, which is why fingers crossed. Here, maybe I can move this. Yeah, I don't want it to be totally. I still want you guys to be able to see everything. Okay. Hi, Rhea. All right, so yeah, background first. We have a few blues to choose from. Okay, so definitely some indigo and phthalo blue and cerulean blue, I think. So we're gonna use indigo, phthalo blue, and cerulean blue. That's A385, A380, and A381. These are Arteza watercolors. The half pans, you can find the links for this in the description below. Hey, Baloo! It's Baloo the bear! Okay, I'm done. All right, and then I also am going to be using Princeton brushes. You can either type in !Princeton, and it's also in the description below. Cash says, I'd really love to be able to show you what coloring my son is working on from watching your Hermione color along. Emily, oh, awesome, Catherine. You can post it in either our Discord by typing !Discord, or joining our Facebook group by typing in !Facebook. And yeah, there's a coloring and crafts section in the Discord, and if you post it on Facebook, just you know, type my name in to tag me and I'll be able to see it. I would love to see it. So yeah, this is a number 10 round. We're going to be using this one and probably this one, which is a number 3 round, also the Princeton. It came in a 4-pack set. It also has these two, but I don't think I'll be using these. Hi, Joanna. This one is a Princeton 3/4 inch, and this one is a Princeton 3/0. Anyway, we might use this teeny tiny one, but we'll see how this plays out. For now, we're gonna start with these two. I was gonna use the number 10, but I'm also working in a smaller space. I think we'll use the 3, honestly. Right, Joanna? Well, these are like my watercolor brushes. These don't get used for anything else. You know, most of all my old brushes are pretty, well, old. Hang on, I'm gonna wipe. I have a little bit of dried white on here. I wasn't planning ahead in the sense of, oh, I'm gonna use my ceramic palette. Let me clean it before I use it. So talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds while I clean off this white part here. Talk about your weekend. Or your favorite food. Or how I'm yelling from across the room and I don't even know if you can hear me. La la la. Okay. All clean. All clean. Ugh, I don't know. Could you guys even hear me yelling? Ooh, nice, Alex. Yes, I finally got all of that done. I had my parents and a couple of my friends to send gifts to, but I finished that, and I am finally done. Pretzel, thins, and cheese, best nachos. Ooh, good to know. Spoiled children, right? I can hear you and your mom voice. Ooh, flight attendant, nice. All right. Hi, Mary. All right. Let's get a little bit of water here. And we're going to start with blue. So indigo is the 3rd one in. I'll zoom in, don't worry. For now, though. See, I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Catherine, welcome to our coloring family. Now that you have the colorist package, you have access to the handy dandy emotes as soon as I can get them up. You have the badge next to your name, as well as your membership status will carry over into Discord, and you will get discounts whenever there is new merchandise in the Etsy store. So here are all your handy emotes as soon as they all load. Ooh. There we go. Perfect. Oh no, Ev! Yeah, no, not the microwave nougat. Ah, Lozzie. You heated water in the microwave? Ooh. Lozzie gonna be mad. We need a wine emote. Oh, yeah, we really do. I haven't had any wine in a while. Okay, let's see. Is that bright enough? I'm gonna give myself a little bit more room here with the water. Ev, thank you. Can we get some hypes in chat for Ev? Oh, and I didn't say the hypes in chat for Catherine either. Hypes also for Catherine, hypes for Ev, hypes everywhere. We're gonna do the Happy Kitty. We're gonna do in some Super Steve and a few TARDISes. Oh, wait, too many emotes. There we go. Thank you, everyone. You are so sweet. We can just stay here and chat all night. We're all good. We're all good. You're gonna glow in the dark. Aw, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ev. Thank you, Catherine. All right, so we are gonna start. Let's see. Let's start right here. Let's see, should we lighten this a little bit? I could lighten this a tad. Maybe too light? I don't know. There's a fine line between too light and not light enough. Oh, a tiny little. Do you hate it when there's like a tiny little hair, or not hair, but you know, like paintbrush fiber at the end? I feel like it messes with it. I will say watercoloring in the Kirby book was way different. Like that paper absorbed the paint color so fast. I had to work fast with that one. It reminded me a little bit, like the speed of which it absorbed reminded me a little bit of like using Inktense in here. Just wanted 1 cup and didn't want to heat up a whole kettle. Now that's when you, usually, because I only ever make one cup in my teapot that I heat on the stove. And so what I'll do is I'll fill up a mug full of the amount. I like it, Joanna. I'll heat up a mug full of the amount of water I need and then just heat that in the kettle. Okay, so we're just using that indigo first. And this is essentially just what I did for the Kirby picture for the background. We're using indigo, Allie. Indigo, the A385. Too much water, too much water. Yeah, it's taking water pretty good. I know, there's like that 10-second delay in the audio. Okay, now let's grab another blue. We're gonna grab the phthalo blue, which is the A380. Lives right next door to the indigo. So this one here, 4th one over. Let's see, I can move that a little bit so you guys can see. Okay, let's do this right here. Nice bright blue. I'm gonna thin it down. No, you're fine, Joanna. This is from the Hanna Karlzon Winter Dreams 20 postcards. Yeah, it is a little gray. It is a little gray. I mean, here, look at it in comparison on the color chart. In comparison on the color chart, it's definitely, the indigo is definitely the grayish of all the blues. Most definitely. Yeah, so you're not wrong on how you see it. Honestly, I love being able to switch scenes when I'm doing watercolor, because that way you guys can see the paint mixing and if you're wondering why it's like drying, it's because I'm like slowly thinning it out more and more. Yeah, no, you're good. It's definitely a little bit of a gray color. Okay. Too much water. I'm trying to like train myself to use normal brushes instead of water brushes all the time. I gotta remember to dab it a bit more. There we go. Okay, then we're gonna grab cerulean blue. Yeah, I am this time, Allie, only because I'm not sure if I'm going to want to do gold on it or white. We may just do white stars with Posca or gel pen, but since I'm not sure yet, I want to give myself the option. But that's one of the other reasons that I chose watercolor over pencil on this. I don't know, I just find it's a little bit easier to handle when you're doing it this way. Hi, Mona. All right, so now we're going to switch here real quick. And we're going to do cerulean 381, and it is 7 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That seems odd. I feel like, you see how much dark? I know Snowman's in the way. This one's lighter than this one. Hang on. Oh yeah, that one's way lighter. Okay, we're going to do deep blue ocean. For some reason, my swatch makes deep blue ocean look darker than cerulean, and that's really not the case. It does. It definitely makes it tricky. And if you're doing it, feel free to go over the stars and then just use Posca on them. But since I'm not sure what I want to do with them yet, I'm leaving that option open for me. Ooh, yeah, masking could be good. I think I have some masking fluid from way back when Johanna did her tutorial. But it's probably bad by now. I don't know. It's buried amongst many art things. All right, so we're using deep ocean blue. I'm gonna go outside a little bit. See, I feel like we could do gold for the stars and then white for all these little dots, you know? And we are going to go darker, don't worry. We're getting there. What's masking? Let me see if I can grab my masking fluid. One second. I think it's on a shelf just in my little art cabinet here. Let me look. Let's see. I thought it was just sitting. If it's not just sitting here, I'm not going to bother looking for it. Aha! Found it. Yeah. It's like all yellowy settled at the bottom. It has been... I bought it once and never used it again. Maybe shaking it up. Yeah, no, this puppy's pretty solid. This is it, though. This is just a really old bottle. Gold gel pen? Maybe. It could work with the dots instead of white. Yeah, gosh, I don't even... There's literally dust on top. This is probably gonna stink like, really bad. But this is it here. This is Winsor & Newton Art Masking Fluid, but I just never used it again. Let me see if I can open it. Whew. Oh, yeah. That smells slightly toxic. I don't even know. Does masking fluid have an expiration date? Look at it. It's like yellow on the bottom. That can't be normal. Oh, there we go. It must have just had like a film on top that was keeping it in place. It's shaking up now. Bought it years ago, never opened it. I probably bought this 2.5 years ago, maybe. Shaking it. But I don't know if it's still any good enough to try. I only have one copy of this postcard, so I will just go around this time around, but I don't know. It's the art masking fluid. So the idea is we would put it on the stars and it would act as a sort of sealant to keep the paint from going to that section of the star. And then when you're done and it's all dry, you kind of rub your finger on it or pick it up and it peels off and it protects that area so that you can paint over it without fear of getting paint on the places. I realize I just left my brush sitting in the water. That is a big painting no. I should know better. Anyway, you peel it up and it acts as, imagine when you put tape on the wall when you're painting. Imagine that it's removable tape that won't damage your paper. At least that's the idea. Okay. Well, let's make sure we're in focus. I could probably always get some new stuff and try it out again, but it was never anything that like piqued my interest as, you know, this is the product I must have. I don't think I paint often enough to make it worth it. All right, so I'm just gonna be, now that I have all of my paint on the palette that I'm gonna be using, this is the indigo, this is the phthalo blue, and this is the deep ocean blue. I'm just gonna alternate between these. So if you see me reaching up, I'm grabbing one of these blues. And the plan is I'm gonna be alternating the blues to create a bit of a, like cloudy, different shaded blue kind of technique. Has anyone heard of paint puck? I have not. Is it the same kind of idea? Okay. And then we'll go back to the beginning and we will do another layer to kind of darken this up, just like you would with pencil. Okay. Not like masking? What does it do then? All right, now we're gonna grab our phthalo blue. Oh, it's brush cleaner. Ah, okay. Oh, yeah, I think I have heard of that. For a brush cleaner? Find a mask out a giant treble clef and then abstract around it. Just never took the time to do it. That's fair. No, no worries, Alex. You use it when you're oil painting? I feel like we might have had one of those in art school. Ah, okay, yeah. I think we used that in my painting class in school. I seem to remember it now. Okay. Now I'm gonna get the deep ocean blue. I popped my brush here because I had some water that was pooled there, so I just used that to get a little bit more water on my brush. And like I said, this was basically the same technique that I used on that space helmet. So if you're wondering how I did the space helmet, this was basically it. Well, not space helmet, the galaxy kind of behind the space helmet. I'm gonna zoom out just a bit because I want you guys to be able to see the whole thing. There we go. I'll try to do better not to cover up what I'm doing. I apologize. Okay. And we're going to be darkening up, don't worry. I'm just taking my time, no point to rush it. That indigo. Ah, yep, they're putting those out now, aren't they? There we go. So I made something last night. You know, I try, as much as I love desserts and stuff, I know that sugar is not good for me because it gives me headaches. So I was trying to be creative yesterday. And what I ended up doing is I cut up some apples and I popped them in a frying pan. Covered them with cinnamon, put them in there with a little bit of water to sit in there, put the lid on, and essentially let the apples steam in the frying pan and then would let them cook, you know, with the lid off, and I kind of alternated. Anyway, I essentially ended up making like steamed cinnamon apples, and then we had some heavy cream, so I made some of that whipped cream that I made at Thanksgiving and added a little bit of cinnamon to the whipped cream. So, and like half of the powdered sugar you would normally add to whipped cream. So I essentially made steamed cinnamon apples with cinnamon whipped cream, and yeah, it was really good. And fairly guilt-free since I knew I wouldn't get a headache from it. Now, I know this area is a little bit darker, but sometimes you just have to roll with the watercolor, so we'll be adjusting the other sections to match this level of darkness. All right, now we're gonna grab the deep ocean blue. Damn me. Pale blue would not work for Bob Ross. Yeah. Yeah, it smelled really good. My kids didn't really know what I was making, and my daughter, who loves apples, came in. She's like, what do I smell? It smells so good. And then, of course, my son was like, what? All right, let's see. Oh, I didn't know that cinnamon lower blood sugar. See, that's another reason actually that I made it today. My eating schedule was kind of off. I had a few meetings today and just kind of ate breakfast late. And so by afternoon, I was feeling a little lightheaded. I actually wasn't even sure if I was going to stream, but we had dinner and I was just like, you know what? I should probably work on my blood sugar. That might help. So I went ahead and made the apples again. And, you know, with the natural sugar from the apples and, you know, just a little bit. Anyway, I made it again and I perked right up after dinner. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that was clearly the problem. So, yeah, I'm feeling much, much better. Oh, no worries, Mama. Yeah, the recipe that I followed, Aspie. Yes, Steve was ready to fill in. He was ready to do a Steve stream. The recipe I use for the whipped cream, Aspie, is I do a whole, what is it, half quart? I forget what it is. Anyway, container of whipping cream, which is, you know, like this big. And then it called for like half a cup of powdered sugar and vanilla. But I like significantly lowered the powdered sugar. Steve waiting in the wings. He's ready to go on, folks. The show will go on. And then, yeah, and then I added some cinnamon and stuff. But yeah, it calls for sugar. Most whipped cream has sugar in it, doesn't it? That's what we call mock cream. Whipped cream has no sugar. Really? So what do you put any kind of flavor in your whipped cream, Aspie? Yeah, confection sugar. Yeah, so that's like powdered sugar, yeah. All right, using that phthalo blue. Hey, Steve, how does the sound tonight? Is it what I wanted? We need to get a bit more indigo here. Cream with no sugar is creme fraiche. Okay. Yeah, because whipped cream, I mean, I don't know. I think whipped cream is more like a desserty kind of thing. Nothing added to the cream? Interesting. Cool, thanks, Steve. Well, my granddaughter, she's having a quarantine with us, and my daughter hasn't. Oh, that's rough. Sounds good, Kenny. Well, hopefully this will all be over soon. So I'm just going back and forth with all of these blues here to kind of create a balance. All right, let's grab our indigo again. Yeah, there's definitely, in like a desserty kind of whipped cream, there's definitely sugar. Funny thing is I did, way back in the day before I actually had any production sense of my videos at all, I did a sort of watercolor video kind of showing how to do this technique, and it has so many views, but the video quality is so terrible. That's why I redid my how to color leaves video, because I can make much better videos now. It's kind of hilarious. I found that Australian recipes have significantly less sugar than American recipes. Must be much less sweet. Even Aussie bread versus American bread is less sweet, if that makes sense. No, that makes sense. There's always some, like a tablespoon of sugar or something in bread. I usually omit it anyway. And savory things, cucumber sauce. Ah, I gotcha. I have to eat many small meals to keep sugar up so I don't get a migraine. Yeah, Patty, that's my issue. And I think that was my issue today. I waited too long to eat. It wasn't that I skipped meals, I ate at the wrong times today, and it kind of threw me off, which can tend to happen. I don't think Americans actually taste the real taste of food. Oh, come on, we're not that bad. We're not that bad. It's so funny, like, I watch Korean dramas, and I think a lot of other people in other countries who haven't been here as much or follow what the stereotypical American is like. I was watching this Korean drama, and like the only Americans that were in this Korean drama that was like based in California, they were either like blonde girls that were well endowed in the chestal region, or really overweight guys who like ate nothing but fried foods. And it's like, no, we have variation here, all right? Don't get me wrong, there are, you know, some of those, but that's not everybody. Thanks, Joanna. All right, there we go. Indigo. I mean, honestly, ever since the pandemic went down, I've been cooking at home a lot more. We rarely ever get fast food now, partially because it's a safety issue, but, you know. Didn't use enough salt for the American judges. Well, like, okay, so, like, Aspie, do you guys do, like, whipped cream on top of pies or whipped cream on top of cocoa or anything? And if that's the case, does your whipped cream that you put on top of those things have sugar in it? Coming along here. Not too shabby. I think I need to put more water in here. I keep like not sticking my brush all the way down. Let's see. Whipped cream on cakes, apple pies, etc. with no sugar added. I don't know. I need a little something. Never cook with salt. I do low salt potato chips. My hubby suffers from high blood pressure, so I rarely add salt to things. Yeah, my mother-in-law is like that. For COVID, what was your favorite to-go dine out? To-go? If we're talking just fast food restaurants, we love Chick-fil-A. Love Chick-fil-A. But and there are people that still go to Chick-fil-A during COVID, and if you feel comfortable with it, more power to you. But because our Chick-fil-A is incredibly popular, it's always car to car, you know, there's I don't know how many employees inside, and it's one thing if we order like Chinese or a pizza, because like the Chinese is usually pretty hot when it arrives. Pizza, the entire box, like everything's pretty hot. But if you get something that's like cold, like I get a chicken wrap, you know, there's not a whole lot of, I don't know. That's just my theory on fast food. We just don't do it as often and everything. But yeah, Chick-fil-A was really good. We also have a really good sandwich chain that's in Texas called Blue Baker. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So good. If you add sugar, we call it chantilly cream. Oh, okay. Good night. We call it chantilly cream. I've heard of chantilly cream. I've heard of it. Mexican food. Yeah, Steve loved Mexican food. Hi, Michelle. Mellow mushroom pizza. Nice. But yeah, and let's see. I also like Cracker Barrel. What else? I keep hitting my hand on the tripod. Oh my goodness. There we go. Michelle, thank you. Can we get some hypes in chat for Michelle? Thank you so much. Hypes in chat for Michelle. There we go. Thank you so much, Michelle. You're so sweet. But pre-COVID, my favorite thing to do in town that, you know, was kind of like a food place is not too far from where I would drop my kids off at school. There was a coffee shop that it's not a chain. It was just a local coffee shop. It was a Guatemalan coffee shop. And they had the best coffee, and they served kolaches there and cinnamon rolls, but they had cinnamon rolls without frosting on them, so I could occasionally eat those without, you know, chance getting a headache really or anything. Yes, thank you again, Michelle. You're amazing. But yeah, the coffee shop. Let's see, places in town. Oh, there's another place. I don't know if it's a chain thing, so I don't know if I should say the name or not. But anyway, there was this, actually, I think it's got different locations. Anyway, there's this place called First Watch. My son loves going there, and it's absolutely delicious, and I love it. I love it. I love it. But again, just COVID and whatnot, they don't have a lot of dine out options there. But on days where it was just me and my son, I would take him there, and we would go have a mommy-son date, which he absolutely loved. And we would go and get breakfast there. He loved that place so much. Like, he'd go there, he'd say he wanted to live next door to it when he got older. Like, if he could figure out a way to put, like, Disneyland, which he's never been to, but Disneyland and this place next door, he would have been just the happiest little boy on the planet. Whipped cream is just heavy cream whipped till it stands up frothy, or your freaking hand falls off, or both. No, I suppose I'm lazy in the sense I use a mixer when I make it. Yeah, Momo, me too. It was very nice. It was kind of our thing because he wasn't in school full time yet. And so after I'd go and drop off my daughter, I would treat him to a mommy-son breakfast, and we would go, and when he would get his fruit and his waffles or French toast and bacon, he always loved the bacon, and he would get so excited when we pull up, he'd go, First Watch! But yeah, that was one of his all-time favorite places, and I look forward to when we can go again for sure. But yeah, probably my happy, relaxed places were the coffee shop, and right, Catherine, the coffee shop and Blue Baker, and Chick-fil-A. The kids really enjoyed Chick-fil-A. So for those of you coming in, I'm kind of going back and forth with my blues here. You can see I've got 3 colors that I'm using. This one here is indigo, this one is phthalo blue, and this one is deep ocean blue. And I am using the Arteza watercolors. I didn't know they were dog friendly. Oh, I know, Angela, right? Before COVID, 2 of my best friends lived very close to me until they moved. And we would always get together for coffee all the time. Sometimes we'd go see movies, but they've since, you know, moved to a different town post-COVID, and, you know, one of them got a house, and they're having the babies and whatnot, so that is limited. But just, you know, when this is all over, it's going to be an adjustment, and I will miss not having the constant threat of, you know, an illness back in my mind. But I'd like to think that eventually, once, you know, the vaccine gets around, then, you know, we can start to relax and things will slowly go back to normal. Yeah, same here, Joanna. Tammy, are you in New Zealand? Martha Stewart recipe for Mother's Day. Didn't know what a quart was, so I want 1 liter whipping cream everywhere. Oh no, Patty, that's so much. Oh, Joanna, that's awesome. That is so much whipping cream. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I'm liking how this is turning out. I'm pleased with this. This postcard takes water really well. Australia? Wait, aren't there certain parts, like I know that Belinda still has some, but I was reading an article the other day. Aren't there some parts of Australia that, right, Angela? Aren't there certain parts of Australia that are actually doing really, I want to say Perth? Was Perth one of the places that are actually doing really well? And I think, what is it? Vietnam is actually doing okay as far as, I feel like Perth was the name of the place. Am I remembering? Not remembering? Oh no, I was trying to remember what I read in that article. Because at first I was like, wait a minute, Australia, like I thought they were going back down into lockdown and stuff. Okay, a little bit this one. Yeah, Vietnam is good now too. Yeah, New Zealand's doing really well. Vietnam is doing well. It was like an article about people who were like, you know, people are going to be like, remember the fire, the pandemic of 2020? And they're going to be like, wait, what? There was a thing? Do you think Vaccine Day will become a national holiday? Probably not, just because it's not everybody has the vaccine yet. And I think there's still, despite the fact that there have been tests, I think there's still a lot of apprehension when it comes to the tests. And I think that once more people are vaccinated and either see, you know, that there aren't any serious side effects or anything, I think people will start to feel a lot more comfortable with it. I know I will. Oh, I'm sure there will be, Joanna. I'm sure there will be. Okay, we need to get a little bit more of this phthalo blue going over here. That was the fourth one in. Hawaii is the only state here that is doing semi-okay. My brother just moved back from there, but he wishes he stayed. Yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. Well, and the fact of the matter is, most of us, it's almost a forced wait and see because it's going to be those that are essential workers, healthcare professionals, the elderly. Those are the first in line for the vaccine. So whether or not I wanted to wait, the fact of the matter is, my husband and I are, you know, essentially healthy. We're in our 30s. You know, we have 2 kids. We are low on the priority list for vaccine because they're saying that initially, because they don't have enough of it made yet, that they are going for priority, which I totally get. So it's not even something we're just keep on keeping on, and it's not even something that we're thinking about yet because it's just not going to be an option. I suspect in about 6 months, I would think by January, the rest of the general public, the vaccine would be available to them. I am cautiously optimistic that by the time school is ready to start next year, things will be pretty dang close to, I mean, it's never going to be completely back to normal. Everybody's going to take this is going to take an emotional toll on everyone, and people are going to need some time to, you know, recover. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of, you know, gun shyness and hesitancy with going out again and getting things back to normal. But yeah, my theory is, and this is completely a non-medical professional theory, but I suspect that things will be pretty close to back or getting there by the time school starts next year. Oh, nice, Joanna. Well, you'll have to let us know how she does. Stream frozen? Try refreshing, Angie, hun. A few of us old retired nurses say we will just stay home, watch how the vaccine goes, and then think about it. Yeah. Oh, your YouTube paused. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic that by the time school starts next year, things will be looking normal. Hi, Princess. Welcome. Honestly, sometimes it's just nice to do something smaller like this. How are we feeling about how it's looking? Hi, Tanya. Okay, let's do Deep Blue Ocean. A little bit more. Right, Angie? I am right there with you. Yeah, Tammy, I'm kind of right there with you. I mean, I don't want to, you know, impose my opinions on anybody else, but, you know, I think it's natural to have some hesitations about something so new and, you know, virtually unknown. Thanks, Angie. So, at this point, though, I figure, you know, scientists and doctors are doing the best they can to get some sort of normalcy back, because despite the fact that some of us are lucky enough to be okay during this, there is a large population of America that are struggling financially, emotionally, mentally, everything, that need life to go back to normal. So at some point, something has to be done, and this is all they can do. You know, can you imagine if they had to tell everyone that, hey, it's going to be another 3 years before we can get things back to normal? I mean, the general population of anywhere in the world wouldn't be very happy with that. So, they are doing, you know, the best they can, I suppose. So at this point, all we can do is hope and, well, not to get religious, but hope and pray that everything balances out. So, we shall see. Say, colored gel pens are almost $50 on Amazon for $96. I was wondering if that was correct. I don't know. I've never got the colored gel pens before. It's tough to say, Patty. You know, I didn't actually know about all of that until I watched Call the Midwife. Love Call the Midwife. Normally 39. Okay. Let's see. Phthalo Blue. Anybody know if Call the Midwife is still having a Christmas special this year? I think Doctor Who is. But any of the Call the Midwife stuff, I have to wait for it to come out on Netflix. I'm going to add some of this phthalo blue on the outside a little bit. I know it, Alex. I know it. But, you know, I can only do what I can to help, and I have discovered over the last 8-10 months that as long as I'm doing everything I can do to help and keep my family safe and to help the businesses that, you know, are important to me, worrying about it and stressing about it, not going to help me or anybody else. When there's nothing else I can do, worrying or stressing just makes everything worse. So, I just expend the amount of energy I feel should be expended. And then honestly, I can't change the world, you know? At some point I just have to let go, do what I can for those around me, and try not to let everything else affect me, you know? Yeah, ooh, he's gonna be on the Christmas special? Ooh, I like it, Angela. I like it. It's true, Tammy, but at this point, there's no way to tell. So, what else can you do? You know? Is it on PBS? But do we get it the same? I feel like it's in UK first, isn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to be watching PBS more often. I don't know. Is the show based in the UK or is it based in the US? Exactly. Joanna, shut up. That's exactly how I heard it. I imagine it was, shut up, for real? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking how this turns out. I'm really just hoping I don't mess up our rain moose. That's what it is. It's a UK show. Yeah, that's what I thought. I saw today that Matt Smith is going to play a Targaryen in the Game of Thrones spinoff. Interesting. I'm intrigued by that. Patty, but does it play at the same rate that it plays in the UK though? Like, if there's an episode in the UK, do we get that same episode on PBS? Because I thought it was a delay, like the Great British Baking Show. Yeah, he's on the Christmas special. Because last we left the doctor, and it may or may not be a spoiler, but you've had, if it is a spoiler for anyone, you've had plenty of time to catch up with the show. But last we left the doctor, she was imprisoned. And so we'll have to see where she's at when it starts up again. I'm gonna get some fresh water real quick, okay? So hang tight, talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna get a little bit more water. A week later. Oh, Sherlock, man. From what I was reading, they don't have any plans to do any more Sherlock. I would love... No, that's fair, Tammy. I would love to see more Sherlock episodes, but I don't think they have any plan of continuing any more of them for now. I need to add more indigo there. Oh, thank you, Kenny. Momo, welcome to our colorist package. Welcome, Momo. As a member, you now have access to all of our custom emotes. You have that handy little badge next to your name, and you have access to the members only Discord and the members only community on YouTube, which basically lets you know when I have new items in the shop, and you will get a discount for that. Benedict and Martin are too famous now to fit the budget. That's true. That's true. Well, I don't know. How much more famous is Martin? I mean, Martin had been pretty famous already before he did Sherlock, wasn't he? I don't know. Maybe they'll do like some sort of reunion episode or something at some point. That would be fun. Also true, Aspie. I don't know. What I do know is that if I don't feel comfortable when it comes time to send back to the kids to the school, I may homeschool the kids. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. He's supposed to be on the Christmas episode and said he would love to come back anytime they wanted him. Oh, of course he would. He loves Doctor Who. I mean, we're talking the Comic-Con circuits. Like, he is so much fun when it comes to that show. Like, Captain Jack does not disappoint. I hear he's really nice in real life. Which is always so nice to hear about celebrities, you know? we're gonna get a little bit more of this deep ocean blue. That was too much. Just trying to help blend where that was too heavy there. Coming along, it's coming along. More about how he becomes the face of Bo. I know, right? Well, I mean, we know, I guess the evolution of how he just became, you know, lost his body and just become a face, you know, that would be an interesting episode. But, I mean, we know how he became immortal, but, I don't think I finished watching Torchwood. I'm trying to think now. Do I need to go back and watch more Torchwood? I don't remember where I left off at. If I did drop off, it's probably because I got bored. So clearly Torchwood did not leave as much of an impression on me as Doctor Who did. Let's see. Let's get some of that indigo.
Here's an idea for a show. Let's take all of the non-magical, mystical doctor stuff and all the sub-characters and make a show!
Oh, you're talking about Torchwood? Oh my gosh, that's exactly what it is, isn't it?
Yay.
There's some mystical stuff. You know, first episode, they've got a glove that can bring guys back from the dead temporarily.
That's basically like saying, like, hey, in the Harry Potter series, you know, we should make a series about Harry Potter's adopted family.
That would be a terrible That would be a terrible... The Dursleys. What are they gonna get up to next? That Dudley, he's a scamp.
Is that their name?
The Dursleys, yes.
Hey, you got a new member.
I did, yes. Momo did.
I won't lie, I have forsaken you for the football game.
I figured. You hear that, chat? He turns my stream off for the Muggle soup. Yeah, who would put him in a jar? Exactly. Well, is the football game at least good? Are they winning? Whoever it is you want to win. Did they throw the ball in the right direction? Did somebody catch it and then throw it back to somebody else?
They scored a basket hoop.
Yay, they scored a basket hoop. Steve knows just about as much, or he understands just about how much I care about football. He understands and has accepted this fact in our marriage.
When you got your new member, I really wanted to yell, Catherine Potter!
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I did now.
Catherine, I apologize. I apologize for my Steve.
Did you put your name into the membership of Emily Illustrator?
Oh my god, go away! Oh. Yes, yeah, exactly what Angie said. He likes to tease me about my Harry Potter. Is it the Cowboys? I guess it's... But the Giants, now we're talking. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie. The amount of interest I have in sports is about the equivalent to how much I like to do math problems and long division. I really have like... Oh my god, Steve, go away. I have such little interest in sports, it's not even funny. right, there we go. And we've got a little bit here. We're gonna grab this one. Oh, I dropped all the water there. Long division. It's hard! Okay, that's what calculators are for. Sports? What is sports? I know, right? Like, don't get me long. What if the sport was I can't talk. What if the sport was Quidditch? I would be all over that. I understand Quidditch. And I've been to football games, and it's exciting, I guess, when you're there in person because you can get into the game. But I cannot just sit there and watch a football game. Like, there's so many other things I could be doing. And then they're like yelling at each other, and then they run into each other, and all I can think of is, boy, that guy probably has a headache now. You know? I'm just saying. Mashing each other in the face and chasing a ball and you know, I don't know. I mean, I get it. I mean, people like it, but I don't think, man, I really want to watch that sports ball game. What's wrong with math problems in long division? I can't do them, Ev. I need a calculator. I can't do them. I'm telling you, like, math is like words. It's hard. Give me pretty colors any day. Math is too hard. Let's see. I'm wondering the same thing, and math is amazing. You know, breakdancing is a new Olympic sport? Interesting. My husband loves sports. When we had our son, he hoped for a companion for that, but alas, our son turned out to be a nerd like his mom. The only sport I can handle is baseball, and even for that, I have to be drinking to enjoy it. Maths word hunts. Wait, what? There's Alexa. She does good math. I mean, okay, if I like me a good spreadsheet, like I like that kind of stuff. I like punching in formulas, but like if somebody were to give me a math word problem and they wanted me to do the math and show my longhand and, you know, explain how I did the work, like my eyes would just glaze over and I'd be like, what? No. Exactly, words. Yeah, math is, I cannot, numbers and hi Brenda, no worries. Numbers are hard, man, if words are hard. Seriously, words are hard, numbers are hard. You give me a math word problem and I'm just stuck. There's no hope for me. There is none. I'd go to Steve and I'd be like, Steve, can you do the math for me, please? That is true, Ev. That is true. Numbers and me do not get along, like, at all. I cannot brain the numbers. I understand art things way more than I understand the number things. It's too hard, Mr. Teacher. That's it. Yeah, exactly, Moa. That's why I married somebody who's good at math. You know, I meet a new guy, I'm like, all right, qualifications for dating me. Can you math? No? Okay, next. I can't math. I need somebody in my life that can math. Calculate calculus. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, you should see me help our daughter with math. And by help our daughter with math, I mean I don't help our daughter with math. I go, Steve, help our daughter with math. I think I've tried once or twice, and that's when I remembered how much I hate long division. Okay, I'm sorry. Grade school math is hard. I can't do it. They are, and they're pretty, and I like them so much better, Patty. I will be the first one to admit that numbers are not something I am good at. Ah, see, but I also can't read music. Aw, thank you, Ev. See, I just need plenty of people in my life that can do math. And then I don't need to do math. I have other talents, alright? I can cook, I can art. You know, I'm fairly creative. Give me numbers and I just freeze up and like I just can't. I think I literally say duh. Like watching her teach math was like me talking about Harry Potter. Oh my god, Steve. Hi, Megan. Yeah, I just cannot math. You can do watercolors and I will do math. Deal, Ev. Deal. I mean, that's the way it was when I was in school. Like, not college, but if you'd, like, trek all the way back to high school, like, I was pretty decent at history. I was pretty decent at English. But my math class, oh, and Spanish. I was not good at Spanish. But my math class, I was abysmal. It was terrible. I think a big part of being able to excel something means you need to have a drive to want to understand it. And I had zero drive to want to understand math. I did math because it was required of me, and I did not do it well. Anybody watching, I'm just alternating between my 3 watercolors here. All right, do I want to add some pink to this? Or do I just want to leave it blue for the moment? I think we're going to leave it for the moment. I'm going to get my little fan here. Try and dry this a bit. Just have a little... I don't know if you can see it here. Hey look, there's me. I wear a striped shirt today. There, I've just got a little fan. I don't have a blow dryer or anything. I don't know if you can hear the fan, but I don't have one of those heat guns. A heat gun would probably be nicer. I should probably get a heat gun at some point. But I just want to dry it a little bit before I start working on the deer. What time is it? 9:47? Yeah, see, I knew I wanted to take my time on this. Let's see, the Fibonacci sequence is just eloquence and is all over nature along with golden ratio. I did know that. I did know that. Oh, Angie, you're making me drool. Thank you, Steve. And I'm the girl that took math courses as fun for your electives. Ev! You took math for fun? Oh my lord. I just... My electives were generally any kind of art class, things where I could create something. Like I took, you know, wood shop. I even took metal shop at one point. What was this? I took some sort of... wasn't horticulture, some sort of animal science, or what was it? Basically, we had to raise rabbits and then we had to breed the rabbits to make baby rabbits. And I took that as in like choir. We did choir. Oh, go girls, avert your eyes. Steve is getting romantic. Oh yeah. Joanna. Fractals rule! Oh my gosh, you ladies. Okay, I'm gonna go rinse my blue off so I have room for brown. So give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. Here, one of you, Ev, you can put a math problem in chat for the other people that like math to solve. Okay, dry this off here. Okay, there we go. Angie. All right. I can tilt this back up just a bit. There we go. I'm gonna lighten this just a little bit too. Hang on. There we go. That's Much brighter. Okay. Oh no, this is not a math chat. I have college algebra and calculus books in my bookcase I pull out and work on when I'm totally bored. Oh my gosh, Ev. You and Steve would be like best friends. You guys could like talk math for like an hour. I'm gonna go check on my husband and get the kids. Oh, sounds good, Angela. I still have my old uni calculus books too. I think Steve has a few math books. I see a pre-calculus book on the shelf. And then a bunch of Pompeii and history books. And a whole set of the decline and fall of the Roman Empire. I can't do math on Monday. It's an Advent thing. Oh, okay. All right, let's see. We want to take a look at our browns now. Okay. So let's do very light burnt umber, I think. Okay. So get our water here. Burnt umber is the 5th one in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I got water on here. It's running. Waters are running. Let's see. The Mandelbrot set is fractal art with negative numbers. Hi, Technonarg. Welcome. And I don't know what the Mandelbrot set, but now I'm curious. I'm actually going to write that down on my little sticky note here. Still got John Snowman. Hang on. I want to write that down and look it up later because now I'm curious. Oh, clearly use that color. There we go. Mandelbrot set. I'm going to look that up later. If train A leaves the station at 6 p.m. and Aaron starts swinging at 2 a.m., how long did it take Jack to bake the cake? That makes about as much sense as most math does to me, Catherine. Dinosaurs rock! Differential or integral calculus? Which would you choose? I'm a differential girl. Tuesday here. Aussies are safe. Awesome. The complete history of Britain over a weekend camping. Had a blast. Oh my gosh. See, Steve knows what that is. I have no idea what that is. I'm gonna have to look it up later. Forever, Jack can't bake, Angie. All right, so we're using burnt umber. Also, and welcome, Techno. I don't know that I've seen your name in here before, so welcome. All right, so we are using burnt umber. And just like the blue, we're gonna go pretty light to begin with. Maybe on the ears. We could go a little darker on the ears. If you want me to zoom in closer, I can. Actually, we might. Draw it for us, Steve! YouTube has some great animations on the Mandelbrot set. Well, what is the Mandelbrot set? Steve, come in here and explain it to me. Leave your football, Steve. Come explain this to me. You clearly know what it is. Steve! Everybody, tell Steve to come in here and explain this to me. Trying to decide if I should follow this as a different color. Maybe a slightly lighter color would be good. Joanna Steve! He probably has my volume down again because something interesting happened on the football. And yes, I'm calling it the football. Kind of looks like a snail's trail quilt pattern. Ah, okay. One of those things I consider getting into. Steve, that's not what I asked. I asked you to come here and explain it to me. I need you to give up your football to explain math to me. That's gonna be a sign of true love right there, guys, if he comes. We can all go, "Aw," if he gives up football to come explain math to me. Okay. Oh, here he comes.
You guys already said.
But they want more food.
It's used for explaining fractal patterns and complex.
What's a fractal pattern?
Fractal patterns occur in nature. I think snowflakes have fractal patterns in them microscopically.
Okay.
The way that trees grow sometimes are in fractals. So it's a way of doing math with complex numbers, and I really don't know how to do that. So I know what it is, but I don't know how the application.
Okay, all right. So are we saying we should create a coloring page that uses that next? There's everything in there because she can't go in there, therefore she wants to know what's in there. What am I missing here? John's watching football too. Just went white. What have I done? Angie, I know in some chats it's been messing up a little bit. You could try refreshing, try opening on another device. He's texting in the house. If only it was easy to explain math, I'd be out of a job. Sounds good, Angie. Structure within chaos. Ah, okay.
This is what the Mandelbrot set looks
Come
like.
out of your man cave, Steve. Oh, interesting.
That's on a XY axis.
Interesting. Seems like it would confuse me.
Oh.
Yay. Ultrafractal was a great app for creating fractal drawings on PC. Don't know if it still works on Windows 10. Oh, interesting. I have 2 fractal coloring books. Oh, I didn't know that there was like actual fractal coloring books out there. That's cool. I'm really liking how these watercolors are working on here. Super Steve, exactly. Alex says, I'll try to be back later. I need to cook hubby food. Everyone be safe, happy, healthy, and have a great rest of the week. Sounds good, Alex. Have a great night. We will be here. We're just trucking along on this. Hi, Iselina. We're just using our burnt umber at the moment. On our little rain moose. Let's see. We need to get some more of this color on here. Sounds good, Boots. Have a good night. I usually sleep. It's 3:57 a.m. and it's my first visit. Mandelbrot is a mathematician. Check out the animations. Very pretty. I will. Thank you, Techno. I'm so glad you're here. Well, if it's 3:57, that means that you are in the UK or in the same time zone as the UK. So welcome. Thank you for being here. Wait, 3:57. No, that's 7 hours ahead, right? Because it's 9:57 here. It's 10:57. So then that would make it somewhere in Europe, maybe? Not that you have to tell us where you're from. I'm just thinking out loud more than anything else. Although I will say, after having started this channel, I am much more familiar with time zones than I used to be. UK, okay, cool. Is math chat done? I guess my headache was gone. Rhea? Yeah, math just doesn't click with my head. I just... Yeah. Like, understanding colors and whatnot, like, that clicks with me. Like I said, I do enjoy a good spreadsheet, but math is hard. Time zones equals math. Well, for me, time zones is more about memorization than anything else. I didn't even really look at, like, markings for a deer. I guess I'm just sort of, or the reindeer. I'm sort of just making my own based on the lines and whatnot on here. This postcard, though, I will say is holding up really well with the water. I'm not trying to oversaturate it too much, but it is holding up really well. Yeah, because Melbourne is like 17 hours ahead, I believe. But I also have an app on my phone that I keep track of different time zones and whatnot. Oh, well, we're glad to have you here, Zelina. 20% grays, as far as I'm willing to go. Create a new mythical creature. I know, right? Maybe we should have done this one purple. This is the mythical rain moose. Well, I don't feel like I've totally botched it yet, so, you know, we could possibly still do a giveaway on this. Hi, Angie. Except in Queensland where Tammy is. Ah, gotcha. And I haven't used any other colors right now. I'm just using that burnt umber. Annie is currently just outside the door. She's chasing her tail. I can hear her like whacking up against the door because I've got the door shut. I use the world clock. Yep, Iselina, me too. I've just looked enough now that I know that because UK and Melbourne, like Australia, are the most relevant time zones for me to have memorized. Just because, you know, I do have some from other countries, but I'm turning this a little bit. But those are the relevant times for me that are I've checked most often, which is why I have them memorized. There we go. Surprisingly, the weather is nice in Queensland at the moment, just having a break from some storms and not sweltering hot. Yeah, sweltering hot is no fun. It's been a little chilly here. It's snowed in some parts of Texas, and I know it's snowed in Oklahoma. But we are just rain here. The kids are less than pleased. Big snowstorm on Thursday. See, I wish we lived somewhere that got just like a touch of snow. Nothing overwhelming, nothing where it was like, oh god, no, the snow season is here. Just something just kind of nice and temporary, long enough that the kids can enjoy it, you know? I need to pick up the pace. I'm trying, Kenny, I'm trying. We got a background done, and then, you know, in this in a couple hours. 9:03 a.m. in Karachi, Pakistan. Oh, there you go. I'm sorry, Kenny. I'll paint faster. Oh, you didn't get the snow, Joanna? See, but Tanya and Shannon are like super fast. So you get spoiled with speed, Kenny. Oh no, I can't go that fast. I just, you know, I putter along at my own pace. Of course, if I add any more water to this section here, it's gonna start pilling up. Ooh, 8 inches of snow. Can Steve tell us another archaeological story? We actually talked about that. I think he needs to save them for nights when he does his streams. Otherwise, he's not going to have any more stories to tell. He has a limited amount of archaeology stories. I don't know. It seems like they usually get it done pretty quick. I mean, in comparison where I took like a month to finish our Christmas page. Bailey. Storm Bailey. Yeah, Mary's pretty fast too. Okay, let's see. A little darker here. All right, let's see. For the interior brown color, we're gonna grab, what do I want to use? Thinking burnt sienna, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 colors in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little too red though, so I'm going to, let's see, how do I want to tone this down? Let's grab, I can be fast, it'll look like poo, but I can be fast. We're gonna add yellow ochre, I think. Yeah, it's nice. Night, Rochelle. Thanks for stopping in. How do I feel about this color? Be much lighter. The red orange of it makes me happy. That's what I'm thinking. All right. We'll definitely need to use some of this on top of this other brown to kind of tie in with some of these warmer colors. Interesting. I do my coloring so much differently when I use like paints versus pencils. Actually, I want to try that. We're going to take some of this and we're going to add a little bit of that on top. Warm it up a little bit. Aw, thanks, Angie. I just feel like my mind works differently when I do it this way, you know? Like my instinct, if I was doing pencil, would be to go to much darker and, you know, maybe add some greens and stuff in here. But, you know, I don't, you're limited on how much water you can add to the paper before it starts breaking up. So I have to be much more methodical. I mean, I suppose if I was doing this on actual watercolor paper, it might be different, but I am not. Actually, some blues might be nice on this. We've got kind of this orangey color coming in now. Aw, sounds good, Ev. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for your super chat. You are a wonderful, wonderful woman, and we will see you a little bit later. Who knows? Maybe I'll do another impromptu this week. I've been leaning on those a little bit more. Hi, Leslie. Welcome. Thank you. So get some rest, Ev, and we will see you next time, okay? So there aren't any dots that come down here, but it makes more sense for the rest of the deer to be this color of the head. So we're gonna kind of make our own thing here. So I'm gonna say that this is gonna continue down this way. Sounds good, Michelle. Have a great night. Thank you again for your super chat. You're so sweet. Have a great night. What time is it? 10:13. We're doing okay. And make sure you guys all have your hit that bell for notifications too, because last week I did a couple impromptus and just, well, not a couple, I had one, and then I did that one impromptu on Instagram. But if I do another impromptu on YouTube, that way you'll get the notification. I'm gonna get some of this burnt umber, continue it down here. Oh. Sounds good, Rindy. Have a great night. Oh, well, hope your tooth feels better soon. Thank you. There we go. Yeah, that's coming along. Oh. All right. We're gonna turn this just a bit. Now I'm trying to think. These little half moons, you think they're part of the design, or do you think the reindeer would shine through that? I don't know. I think I'll leave them blank for now until I figure it out. But I am gonna turn this. Think it might be the reindeer? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because this little space here. Yeah. Let's see. Burnt umber was 5th and 4, 5. I should really take some like permanent marker or something and mark on this like metal spot here or something. I don't know. I need to get some more of that. Allie, I love you. You're amazing. Negative space in the decoration? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. All right, we're gonna go ahead. It's too much water. Yeah, I like that better, filling that in. And then let's also do it here, 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 there, 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 and there. Sometimes you just have to take a second and look, you know? Let's see. I'm gonna shift this up so we can see this a little bit better. And then let's see. This stops at some point. Now I'm wondering if that was a mistake. Because this continue. All right, we're just gonna leave this here. We may go back on filling in this part here. Let me fill in the rest of this and then I'll see how I think about it. Sometimes I get quiet, like when I'm contemplating where something needs to go, you know? Okay. There we go. Still just using that burnt umber. And I try to make sure I get all the paint where I want it to be before I let it dry too much. Otherwise, you're likely to get harder lines. I know I'm turning it a lot. I apologize. Kinda. Oh, thanks, Joanna. There we go. Okay, now we need to kind of do a connection here. So we're going to take some of this here, this kind of orangey color we made earlier. It's a little bit darker. Go. Bring up some of it a little bit. Blend that out a bit. I don't know, there may be like watercolorists that like are out there going, why is she doing it this way? And it's just the way that I do it. Okay, Now we need to add some more of this orange here, but this is pretty wet at the moment, so I want to dry it a little bit. So we're gonna grab our little handy dandy fan here. I'll lighten that just a bit too. Okay, gonna let this dry for just a bit. How is everybody? While we wait for, we're literally watching paint dry, chat. This is so exciting. Literally watching paint dry. So hi everyone, how are you? I'm watching paint dry. Oh Lord. But it's turning out okay. I'm not totally opposed to it. The question is, should we do a black nose? I'm leaning towards a black nose. Right, Joanna? A tiny bit more. Right? How loud is the fan, though? See, if I stop talking, I don't think you guys can hear it. Hi, Leslie. We are using the Arteza watercolors. These ones here. The 36 count half pans. The link for them is in the description below. Right, Angie? Oh, good, Allie. Black nose? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, that's good enough for now. We need to add just a little bit more. Okay. It dries the palette a little bit too. Okay. Well, thankfully I've got like noise gates and stuff up, so it actually cuts out most of the extra noise, but... Dark spot right there. That's because the paper's starting to pill up. We can scrape that off once it dries completely. As in dusky rose. I think I do a rose-colored nose. Oh, with black edges? Ooh, I might have to look that one up. I want to make sure I don't mess it up. Okay, let's see. I want to do just the tiniest bit of the umber here. Go. Okay, and then we're gonna grab this kind of rusty color that we made. I'm gonna kind of do a wash over the top. Again, this little black spot here, it's a piece of the paper that started to pill up, and so when this dries, I can kind of scrape that away. If I keep messing with it, it's just gonna get worse. This a little bit darker here to kind of match the bottom. I mean, again, it is postcard paper. It's not watercolor paper, so it can only take so much before it starts to break down, you know? Okay. There we go. I haven't decided. You couldn't mess it up, Millie. You could seize on it. It would still be wonderful. Ah, thanks, Angie. I honestly haven't decided yet, Joanna. I'm kind of liking the way that it's looking with just the colored pencil, or right with the watercolor, but you know, we may get to the end of it because I am definitely more comfortable doing gold in pencil. So that's also a possibility. We may end up doing both. It's tough to say at this time. Okay, if we're gonna make a dusky rose color, we definitely need some scarlet red. That's A263. That is the 5th one in here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one here. Cadmium, orange. Yeah, this one. Yeah, we're not gonna need much of that. Thanks, Kenny. All right, so we're gonna get this dusky rose. We're gonna get some burnt umber, or not dusky. We're trying to make a dusky rose. So we've got scarlet red, and we're going to get burnt umber. bit more. Pretty good. It's pretty bright. You guys can't really see it, can you? Hang on. I want to make it so you guys can actually see this. Let's do... Bear with me here. 1 second. Okay. A little bit better. Obviously the colors aren't as bright in the webcam, but you get the idea. Here, let's switch to the main cam, and I'm going to pull this down so you can see what I'm mixing here. There we go. That's a little bit better. So what we grabbed was the scarlet red and a little bit of burnt umber. Now if we thin it out, a little bit of water in there, like we could just mix it in here with a little bit of water and just start lightly, we should be able to get that. More burnt umber, you think? Could add a little bit more. Put this down. Oh, thanks, Aspie. Okay. All right, let's start in lightly, shall we? Oh, look at that, I'm smearing water everywhere. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go lightly first. You can always darken it up a bit more. We're just gonna fill this in with pink for now, and we will add our darker colors as we go along. I'm gonna bring this up a bit. And we do have some white on our palette here too, so if we wanted to lighten this just a bit, we could. So we're gonna grab, I don't know if you can see here, I've got some dried white up in this little pocket up here. And it's gonna give us just a tiny bit of white. Just if we want to tone it down just a tiny bit. And actually, we could probably zoom in a bit more. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's pop a little white on top there. Okay. Now, before we add anything else, this is just the first layer of color. We're gonna dry this, and I know it's almost 10:30, but I want to do the nose before we end. Okay, so we're just gonna dry this real quick. And while we do that, I'm gonna get a drink of water. I don't know, we might still add pencil on top. Techno says, good night, Emily. Nice to chat and hope to see you again the next time I can't sleep. Happy holidays, everybody. Nice to meet you all. Friendly people. Stay safe. Sounds good, Techno. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great night, and we will see you next time. We'll be live again, unless we do an impromptu. We'll be live again on Friday. Oh, and I just saw Janice. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We'll be live again. What did I say? Friday? Friday. We'll be live again Friday night, same time. Again, unless I decide to do a impromptu in the morning, but that's the planned schedule is Monday and Friday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. If you're 7 hours ahead, that would make it, what, 2:30, 3:30 in the morning? Is that right? I think 3:30 in the morning for 7 hours ahead. But thank you, Techno, for being here. Have a great night. Okay, so I'm trying to think. I think I've seen like the kind of dusky pink with the black, so I'm gonna try and do this without looking up a picture. But this may be where I totally jack it up. Should we do noir or should we do sepia? Ooh, that's a good question. What do you think? Oh, awesome, Techno. Yeah, we could do noir. Noir. Okay, that is the third one in. We don't need much. A little bit of black goes a long way. Oh, and there goes the fan. All right, so I put just a tiniest bit of black in there. Black can be really strong, so I want to go slowly. Okay. So I dried this beforehand because I want to be very specific about where the black is going to go. And so I'm going to go real light, but if it was wet, then the black could bleed where I don't want it to go. So we have a very light, almost gray here right now. And we are just going to start with that. And then we will build it up. I don't want to do too much. That was the first time I heard the fatal stream when it went crashing to the ground. Yeah, go figure. Okay. I know it looks really light right now, just bear with me. Bear with me. I think we'll get a little bit more. Definitely gonna be darker in here. Okay. Like I said, when you're using black, it's better to be safer than sorry, you know what I mean? Black can be really overwhelming if you do too much. Okay. Over there, we're gonna do some along the edge here. Now that we've got kind of that going in, we're gonna add a little bit more darker black. So let's get a little bit more over here in our little pocket. Oh yeah, that's plenty right there. Okay, we're gonna clean that. And a little bit there. All right. A little bit more. Okay. Clean our brush. Add more. This needs to be darker on the inside here. No more. So, okay. Now, I have a completely clean brush. One. Oh, nope, too much water. Ah! Oh my gosh, that could have been disastrous. Too much water, too much water! That was the sound of panic. Can you imagine if that suddenly all that black just bled all over the place? Don't mind the scream. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord, that could have been disastrous. I just see this giant glob of water explode all over the picture. Oh my goodness. And you were all here to see it. You seem to, whew, I know, right? That was terrifying. Gonna have nightmares about that one, dumping the water cup all over it. Too much water, too much water. Why do I keep doing that? Look it up. There we go. Okay. Let's see, it looks a bit more brown there because it got a little bit of the water on it. Okay. All right. think I'll stop messing with her now because once it dries completely... Don't overwork it, it's looking good, stop! Okay, Angie. Okay. No, I think we found a good stopping place for tonight. Angie's on the other side, like panicking, like, don't touch it, leave it alone. Well, there's definitely a few things I want to do. We might go in with some pencil when we're done. Once it's completely dry, because there's a few like little defining spots I want to do, but I don't necessarily want to add more water to it. So we'll have to like do the antlers and the ears and like around the eyes and stuff and kind of see where it goes. Because I'm not going to clean this palette. I'm going to save this kind of rust color that we did. Yeah, and then we'll keep going, but... Angie's panicking! Sounds good, Leslie. Have a great night. But I'm pretty pleased with it so far. Yeah, we're not gonna leave this part white either. I mean, we still have lots to do on here. You're all right, Angie? What pap did you use? Oh, paper. This, I didn't print this on anything, Kenny. This came out of the postcards. So it's just the postcard paper that it came on. So it's like a thick cardstock. It's totally what I saw, though. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you panic. All right, all. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Make sure you've got those alerts turned on in case I decide to go live for some reason during the rest of the week. But otherwise, I'll see you all here on Friday again, okay? So 8:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. We'll keep working on our postcard here. And like I said, if I like the way it turns out, then maybe we'll do a giveaway for it when we're all done. I suspect, I don't know, max 3 sessions to get this one done. Yeah. Ideally 2, but I think max 3. Which would take us into Christmas week. Yeah, so maybe like Monday and the 21st. We might, oh wow, Christmas is on Friday. We might have to move the 25th stream to something else. I don't know. We'll see about Christmas streaming. I'm not sure. I mean, it's not like we're going anywhere, and I'm sure Steve wouldn't be opposed to it, but yeah, Christmas night. We'll see. Maybe we'll stream Christmas night. We'll see. All right, everyone. Have a great night. I will see you Friday. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Catherine, thank you for becoming a member. Ev, thank you for your super chat. Michelle, thank you for your super chat. Momo, thank you for joining our coloring family. And Janice, thank you for subscribing. And I see all of those of you that have subscribed while I was gone. So if you're here tonight, thank you for subscribing. Also, you all are wonderful, amazing human beings. I will see you Friday. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will see you then. All right? Bye.